Cappadocia is a land of mesmerising landscapes. With its fairy chimneys, ancient cave dwellings and underground cities. It's a historical region found in central Turkey and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But its most famous attraction, where you'll be treated with panoramic views as far as the eye can see of these stunning rock formations, is in a hot air balloon. Welcome to Cappadocia. So, see that out there? That's going to be us tomorrow morning. We're so excited. This is one of the premier things that people come to Cappadocia to do, is to fly in a hot air balloon.
It's amazing. We were up at 5:30 in the morning and these people had to get up at 4, but they're coming all through Gordumer here, all through the fairy chimneys, and they fly the balloons so low, they reckon just up here where you can reach out and touch them or shake their hands. So we're excited.
So come and explore Cappadocia with us.
Let's go. Good morning. It's not often that you wake up at 3:30 and have to be ready by 4 o'clock that you get excited. But today we're going to do the hot air balloons in Cappadocia and they're picking us up at 4.
So we're going to be quiet now because people are still sleeping.
We're in, it's about 5 o'clock in the morning and now we're about to head up. Balloons are going up everywhere.
This is a bit exciting.
That's nice and warm.
Yeah, nice and warm. Oh, this is just beautiful. This is so beautiful to see the balloons going up. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Let's go, Elena. We're about to take off.
Yay! You can feel it slowly sort of lifting, just trying to lift off the ground.
Yapıştır, yapıştır, yapıştır. Bas, 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 bas,
We slowly go up to an altitude of 900 metres to watch the sun rise over Cappadocia.
Now it's 760 meters from ground level.
Every day, if the weather is good, you'll have around 200 balloons flying, with 20 to 30 people in each balloon. That means almost every morning around 2,000 to 3,000 people experience a hot air balloon ride through the fairy chimneys of Cappadocia. Coming pretty close to the sun.
Wow. Flying down now into the valleys. We're flying now through the fairy chimneys and we've got the sun coming up.
Delta Bravo, üzerine doğru geliyorum. 170
This would have to be one of the most amazing things we've done on our travels around the world. It'd be in our top 3 for sure. And we've timed it perfectly. Not everyone that comes here to Cappadocia can actually. Sometimes the weather doesn't allow them, but we've got a perfect day for it. This is amazing. How many flights have you done?
I don't know.
Today's your first time.
Yeah, actually today is my first. Everyone first flight here? Yeah. It's our first flight today too. Yeah.
Very good.
I'm telling this because every single day we have different winds, so we don't have any course or route or something. So that's why every flight is first flight.
What's this valley here?
Thermos chimneys.
The chimneys.
As we float gracefully through the sky, you feel a sense of weightlessness and freedom, unlike anything else we've experienced before. The beauty of Cappadocia from above is a sight to behold, with the warm sun rays coming over the horizon, along with hundreds of colourful balloons in the sky and the rocky valleys below. It's truly a surreal and unforgettable moment. Well, I must say that was pretty awesome. It was better than I expected. I expected it to be pretty good, but it was even better than I expected. It's so smooth, the takeoff and landing, they made it look so easy. And just, you've seen all the Instagram pictures, you've seen all of the YouTube videos with up in the sky with that sunrise coming up on the balloons, but it's nothing like seeing it in person. It's just beautiful.
So now we have celebration party for you, but I would like to ask you, what is this for? Why we are celebrating? Any idea?
We're still alive, that's it.
Yeah, still alive. That's why we are celebrating. This is a tradition from first balloon flight till now. After every safe landing, we are celebrating all together with the champagne party. So, with this beautiful Cappadocia morning after a safe landing, anybody wants to take a shower with the champagne? Let's count. 1, 2, and 3. Continue to say.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You are the best one flying.
A licensed balloon pilot.
Done that.
Been there, done that.
Bucket list tick.
So this is our accommodation here, Travellers Cave Hotel. And it's really beautiful. I'll show you through the premises. It actually goes right up the side of the mountain here, or side of the cliff. Smile.
Got a little spa bath in it. Looks nothing like the pictures that I booked, but anyway.
This is for the next 3 nights. So we're staying in Gordomay. There's a lot of hotels that are built all around the fairy chimneys, and actually a lot of them are actually built into the fairy chimney, and inside them they have rooms and restaurants. Here's a classic for you. Here's a full chimney, and there you go, got a door right there. Some of them are really old ruins that they've reclaimed. Like here you can see these are really old, they date back 400 or 500 years ago, and now they're rebuilding them and turning into hotels or a home. So Gordomay is probably one of the biggest tourist destinations here in Cappadocia. And you can see rooms up there with the glass windows built into them. Here's a map of Cappadocia. You've got all these different tours you can do. You've got the red tour, you can see here, and they take you to all these places, take you to Love Valley, Pigeon Valley, Avanos, all these different places. But we're doing the green tour, Kaymakli, the underground city, and then you go down and you look at other places as well. Hilara, it's about a 250 kilometre round trip. Pretty beautiful area to go, so we're looking forward to doing that one. Also you've got the orange, which is like a forward drive or ATV tour you can do with the Jeeps, and that's pretty amazing, so we're going to do that one as well. Check that out. And that one's a bit more personalised, where you may have a personal guide just take you around, so that's pretty cool. Or you can do it on camel, or you can do it on horseback, so there's all these different options with that. Yeah, we have a lot to explore around Cappadocia. I'm going for a leisurely stroll into the town centre of Gordomay. Everywhere you look, you'll see these distinctive rock formations that has made this area so famous. So walking down here, there's gift shops everywhere. Yeah, they've got a lot of cool items in there, but yeah, all the fridge magnets, all about Cappadocia. But all along this whole strip, there's endless gift shops. As we meander through the streets, we stop and explore many of the charming shops, selling traditional handicrafts and unique souvenirs. Not sure if I'll trade it in. This is probably, it doesn't have quite as much shade as my original one. There you go. Looked like a Turk. Yeah, don't think it was going to keep the shade off like Mia Kubra. They're pretty cool, all these lanterns, Turkish lanterns they have here. You see them in a lot of restaurants as well.
Merhaba.
Merhaba.
Cappadocia.
Oh,
No problem. Have a look at the antique store, sure.
thanks, bro.
These cave places that get so cool inside compared to outside, and it goes in and down and deeper and cooler as you go.
I mean, like 80% of, 90% of the things are from here, but then we got a few things from here.
And these are all the original caves, hey? So
Yeah. So, and people been living in structures like this for like
long time.
age.
But a trip to Gordomay would not be complete unless you visit the oldest and most famous rug shop in all of Cappadocia, Gallery Hickman. Hello.
Hello, brother. How are you?
Good. Thank
Do
you.
you feel it like you home?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Australia.
Australia, yeah. How can you tell? The crocodile, the
Yes.
Kubra hat and the crocodile skin.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. It was,
In Perth?
we used to live in Perth.
I have been Perth several times.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Whereabouts? in Perth?
Fremantle.
Ah, down Frio.
This is a tribal. She
Yeah.
make up the valley in the mountain area.
Okay.
And then summer she's moving in the, going to the mountain area.
Okay.
She make the tent or yurt.
Yeah.
And then she spindle the wool. And then she make the plant covers. And then she make the art.
Okay. Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Wow. Silk?
This is silk on silk, yeah.
Oh, silk. How long does this take to make something like this? In
8 months.
8 months. Wow.
Look at that one.
Another silk. 8 months to make. I'm scared to ask how much are they?
I can have price.
of course,
$1,600.
about $1,600 US dollars. Yeah. These are. This is not tribal. Is this tribal?
No.
No, this is.
Kilim göster abi, tribal diyor bak.
Okay. Well,
Rohani.
it is stunning.
Getir göster. This is a flat weaving technique.
Okay.
This is tribal one.
That's tribal one.
It's a plant colors, all natural colors.
Yeah. How do they dye it?
Natural dye, plant dyes, mother root, dry walnut, grape leaf.
Wow.
This another technique. We call it to jijim.
Tujijin.
Jijim, yes. Another tribal piece.
Well, that's stunning. Most expensive carpet you have would be how much?
Like $25,000, $30,000.
And how many of them do you sell a week?
Actually, we don't sell because I like to open the ethnographic museum.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we don't like to sell them
Sure.
because it's special collection piece.
Well, and there's another one, tribal, but
This
old
is
vintage.
old one again.
Old vintage one.
It's
Beautiful.
about 80, 90 years old.
So this is Suleiman's business here in Gordomay.
Göreme.
And
This is 4th generation, my job.
wow.
Father, grandfather, yes.
Wow.
I can show you another big room. This is 450 years old, oldest building in Europe.
Suleiman was happy to show me his famous open-air courtyard, which is full of colourful carpets that influencers and Instagrammers all come to get a photo.
Pistachio, strawberry, lemon, bitterly.
So this is a traditional Turkish ice cream. They're pretty quick with it, so you can get it pretty easily.
Pistachio, strawberry, lemon, vanilla, chocolate, caramel.
Chocolate and strawberry. What do you reckon?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yes, please. Turkish ice cream magic show. Thank you. Ew! Hey. What's
Gone. Here we go. You wouldn't want to do that with me beer.
for you extra, okay?
Okay.
Opa!
Hey, I thought I was going to wear it. He's got a lot of tricks, this guy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oi!
Oh, missed it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We're going on an off-road Jeep safari tour for the afternoon through the colourful valleys of the Gautam National Park. In fact, it's not a Jeep, but a Land Rover Defender. The tour is just called the Jeep Safari Adventure. We'll get a totally different perspective of the region compared to this morning's hot air balloon. So we're with Mahmoud. We hired him as our guide for the afternoon and his Land Rover, and we're going out four-wheel driving here in Cappadocia, and we're going through all the chimney areas, and yeah, it's pretty cool. He's good. He's a good driver. What we've seen so far.
Thank you.
So. A Defender. So that's the other thing we could have done. We decided to go in the Land Rover, the Defender, as opposed to the quad bikes. Much more fun in a four-wheel drive.
This is the first stop on the Jeep tour. This place is called Sword Valley. Pretty spectacular.
You gotta love just four-wheel driving, another little drop off here.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I think I better start driving.
No, you want to go? No problem. This car parking cancel.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's regulations on everything. Oh, of course there is. Yeah, absolutely. They gotta preserve it. It's really like nothing I've seen before. It's so unique here in Cappadocia. All the chimneys here, and then you've got these side of the mountains where they've carved the mountain. People used to live in them in the past, but way back a couple thousand years ago, just when the Roman Empire were persecuting a lot of the Christians, they all fled to these areas and hid in all these areas. But the last time they were inhabited was in the, they said about 70 years ago, something like that, in the 1920s. Some started to leave then, but it's pretty amazing. You sort of feel like you're on the set of a Star Wars movie and you're on another planet. So it's pretty unbelievable. Knock, knock.
Mohammed was just telling me that this was like a horse stable, basically. So you come over here, this is where the horse food, they put the food here, and this is where they tie the horse up. And this is for the foals, like the baby. Yeah, so they would eat off here, have these places to tie them up. But obviously they used to have some fires in here maybe to keep warm during winter.
I just can't believe how they cut it out. Is it soft?
Not soft. History man, very strong.
Yeah.
History.
Kicked, yeah.
Tavanlar da aynı şekilde.
Yeah, wow. see it.
Is this where they bury people?
It's tombs.
Tombs.
Tombs, yeah.
Tombs.
This very deserves.
Baby.
Right.
Yeah, wow.
It's here with a small street.
Yeah. You sure? Lie down?
Together celebrate.
Yeah. I'm not fit. How cool is it? You know? This is like a church, huh?
Yeah, church.
Church.
So here we are in Rose Valley in Cappadocia. This place has to be one of the most stunning places on earth, and there are heaps of people here getting wedding photographs, taking modelling shots, and I can see why. It's a spectacular landscape, but this whole area here is dotted with these sorts of eroded landscapes basically. And some of the shapes in the rocks are just amazing. You can see that there was places where they used to live back in the day. There's churches in here and all sorts of like rooms that are purpose built for living in. A lot of the places now, of course, with erosion is now way high up, so it's now just homes for pigeons. But yeah, so many tourists come out here to have a look, and I can see why. It's spectacular.
So you have all these convertible cars driving in here. There are VIP tours you can do, and there's some old hot rods, and there's some really old classic cars. We've been driving through some of the dusty off-road tracks in the valleys, allowing us to stop at various ancient rock formations. But now, Meermut is taking us to the top of the ranges for some spectacular viewpoints of the valleys below. We come into the charming hilltop village of Chorvasham, known for its unique cave houses carved into the side of the mountain. It's unreal. The wind and rain has eroded the top part, and you just got this big rock that's left up top. One day, I'm sure it's going to come down, and I wouldn't want to be underneath it, but it's pretty amazing. What a view. You should see this. We're come to a sunset view in Love Valley, overlooking all the fairy chimneys. Pretty amazing. And there's also a caravan park up the top here. Oh, this is just a little bit alright.
Oh man, I could just get a combi and travel around Turkey and camp. do it.
I don't know why they called it Love Valley. This is just a bit alright. It's pretty nice. Doesn't get much better than this. Got a sunset. Cracking out a bit of champagne, brother. Woohoo! Bit of champers while we're watching the sunset.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
This from Cappadocia?
Yeah, from Cappadocia. Not alcohol, cherry juice.
Thanks to Mehmet.
Thank you.
You've been an awesome guide taking us around today. Nice to finish off with a little bit of champers here as we enjoy the sunset over the Love Valley in Cappadocia. Oh, good morning. 5:30 in the morning at our hotel. One of the most unique things in the world, I think. Wake up and see just hundreds of balloons just flying above our heads right here. They come down so low, you can actually reach out and just about touch them, shake their hands. There you go, mate. How amazing is that?
Today we're doing the full day green tour, which covers sites of the southwestern part of Cappadocia, like Pigeon Valley, Kaymakli's underground city, Ilhara Valley, and the Salim Monastery.
Well, this is Pigeon Valley, and you can look down there. There's little pigeon houses they put into the sides of the fairy chimneys. And they did that back in the early 200, 300 AD, and it wasn't very fertile. So to make it more fertile, they put pigeons here, so the pigeon poop will fertilise the ground, and then they could grow their grapes and have wine and easily grow things on the land down here in the valley. So that's why it's called Pigeon Valley.
We arrive at Kaymakli, which is the UNESCO World Heritage Underground City. It's believed to have been built by the Hittites around the 8th century BC and later expanded by the early Christians.
Where are we going, Serene?
7 metres down. It's estimated that at its peak, it housed up to 3,500 people. It has 8 levels below ground, and these maze of tunnels goes 85 metres deep. Our guide, Javdet, knows this place like the back of his hand, so we follow him closely so we don't get lost.
So we are going to pass it here. It's 3-door position. One door should be here in the past.
So we're in the underground city. This is where people lived. It's amazing to think that they had animals here, they lived here for hundreds of years. You gotta duck down quite a bit. So there's over 220 of these underground cities here.
I came here, I took the stones and automatically going to closing. There's a winery here and the food storage again. Let's go down.
Boy, you could get lost down here. It's just endless tunnels everywhere. This is why we've got a guide.
Air unit up and down, you can look. and a walking path here.
Oh, ventilation.
Ventilation, yeah. Is it not see the sky?
Wow. Look how far down that goes. You're ducking too far, baby. This reminds us of Hezekiah's tunnels in Israel and Jerusalem, except there was water. And amazing how they dug out all these steps.
Without this electricity, without people visiting, this will be very, very cool. What's the temperature? 10 something. It's like you understand, like 6 and 7 degrees Celsius. Look at here. If I'm going to touching here, look at the sun is coming down here. You see? But it's like a process is impossible to break down. For example, I am going to show you. Tim, you can hold and pull up.
Yeah. And what happens if I do?
Okay, look. How did Tim? You try.
I just did.
Yes.
That was left hand, though.
It is very, very strong. The reason is like a stick together. But if you're going to stretch, it's like a sand paper or something. It's going to be. If I'm going to look at, put the light here, I'm going to do it. Look at here. But if I'm going to take it, it's not going to break. So it's like you can use your finger and the nails. You can break down. Okay. We can see some of the 2-3 secret doors here, like a VIP section. Let's go. Look at it. Up to it.
So it didn't matter what temperature it was during the day, down here underground it stayed constant throughout the year, so it's a perfect place for storing fruits and vegetables, wine, all sorts of things. Kay Muckley is a fascinating historical site of an underground city. The intricate network of tunnels and living rooms gave us a glimpse into the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the ancient civilizations that once lived here.
So we have some 100 spring water here.
We're now making our way to our next stop, Ilara Valley, famously known for its breathtaking beauty, lush greenery, and a winding river that flows through the canyon. Ilhara Valley has thousands of cave dwellings and was also home to Greek Christian monks. Numerous churches were carved into the rocks between the 7th and the 13th centuries. Many of these churches still have ancient artwork painted on the inside of the caves, depicting biblical scenes, along with St. George.
So these paintings are over 700 years old, back in the 12th century. And it was St. George that the name Georgia, the country's been named after.
We stopped for lunch at Bella Surma, a picturesque restaurant with riverside dining. In the afternoon, we arrive at Salim Monastery, which is said to date back to the 8th or 9th century BC. What makes this place astonishing is the cathedral-sized church cut directly into the rock. The upper section resembles a fortress with well-preserved walls, hidden passageways and steep rock staircases.
Pretty amazing how they carved out everything in these rocks, and pretty soft apparently, but they're really strong, so they haven't had any cave-ins or anything like that.
the caravan route for the camels. Being situated at the foot of a steep cliff, we slowly make our way up through the tunnels and staircases to the top of Salim Cathedral, offering us panoramic views of the valleys below, while at the same time working off our lunch.
Cable, stable, how can we know? Look at the cable going to be eat over there. It's a fire, heat, and oxygen entry. So you can see that on the top.
The monastery was built in the 13th century and consists of several chambers, stable, living quarters, a large kitchen, and the cathedral that was all carved out of the soft volcanic rock. So it's pretty interesting coming through here, and like our guide has just let us come through and explore ourselves, but you can tell that the walls were at one stage plastered, and they probably had paintings on them, and you can see up in the archway there, even that was plastered. So yeah, but it's a really interesting place, and really you could spend ages going through every little nook and cranny, and I'm actually surprised that of a lot of the places that we visited around the world, it feels like this place you're given quite a lot of access to a lot of places. Whereas, you know, a lot of touristic places around the world, you know, it's very limited. You can only go here and there, and sort of you can't explore much further. But here you really actually can explore quite far through lots of little caverns and alleyways and tunnels. So yeah, it's actually a pretty good place to come to, I reckon. Here, so they had the fire going, they could cook over. It's all blackened inside, so obviously they had fire.
A vent straight out the top. This is pretty cool. This place is absolutely amazing to think about. They've carved this out of the side of the mountain, of the rock, and cut all this out, even made all these columns, sanded them, painted them, to do that inside an actual cave, to actually cut all that out is absolutely amazing engineering and artwork, and what they've been able to do. You just don't see that today in the construction industry, cutting out the side of a mountain or a hill and building something like this naturally. And it's naturally cool in here too, like you don't, no air conditioning required at all. It's got a consistent temperature all round, but pretty impressive. We also just found out this has also been a set for one of the Star Wars movies, and it was in one of them. I can't remember, don't know which one, I'll have to find out, but you see this area, a lot of these, all these fairy chimneys, one of the movies, and that's what it reminded me of when I first saw it all. We had overheard a few guides say the monastery featured in the Star Wars franchise and was used as scenes on the planet Tatooine. However, doing my own research, I couldn't find any real facts other than supposedly George Lucas wanted to film parts of the original Star Wars movies in Cappadocia, but the Turkish government at the time turned it down. We do know that the Star Wars franchise did take a lot of inspiration and ideas from Cappadocia for the sets. However, most were shot in Tunisia.
This place is like another planet.
We return back to Gortama and make our way to the Open Air Museum. It is another vast complex of rock-cut churches and dwellings that date back to the Byzantine era, between the 4th and 13th centuries. But what makes this so famous is the intricate wall paintings that are so well preserved and relatively all intact. Welcome to the Gaudamer Open Air Museum. I've walked about 2 kilometres from the town of Gaudamer to this place, a UNESCO World Heritage listed site. So by the 2nd century CE, some Christians moved into this area. They've been persecuted by the Romans. And so by the 4th century CE, there was quite a large Christian community in all this area throughout Cappadocia. A lot of the churches have been built here and they have really old paintings in them. They really depict biblical accounts at the time. So it was quite a large Christian community that lived in all this area. Even though we have visited many different rock cave sites in Cappadocia, this one is still unbelievable. To think these paintings were done nearly 1,000 years ago inside a cave that was carved out into a church from the soft volcanic rock is just amazing. The paintings depict various scenes from the Bible, the life of Jesus, the Last Judgment, and the lives of the saints. They provide a unique insight into the artistic and religious practices of the time. Well, there's lots of steps to climb right up to the top of some of these churches or cathedrals. So underneath here are all old graves that they've excavated and dug up, and a lot of them are in the museum locally. We found all sorts here, a lot of these Christian graves where ones were buried with their old Bibles and any personal belongings that they treasured. And that's what they found here with all the bones. A lot of these caves, there is a lot of tombs that they've unearthed.
Our time in Cappadocia has come to an end. We can't help but reminisce on the incredible experiences we've had. From floating high above this enchanting landscape in a hot air balloon, to exploring the fairy chimneys and valleys on an off-road four-wheel drive adventure, and going deep down in the ancient underground city, our journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. Thank you again, Cappadocia. Until we meet again.